Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're here today with an exciting sneak peek of some of Digilent's new stuff that's coming out later this year, and they were kind enough to send me a pre-production model so that we can unbox it and see how easy it is to set up. So let's dig in. So, looks like we have a USB Wi-Fi adapter long range. So, that is not it. The star of the show is this is the ADP3450, the first model in Digilent's new Analog Discovery Pro 3000 series of high-resolution mixed-signal oscilloscopes. This particular model has 4 scope channels, 2 waveform generator channels, as well as network analyzer and spectrum analyzer functionality, along with voltmeter. I gotta cheat and read off the box here, there's so many different things. A data logger, power supply, along with a 16-channel logic analyzer and pattern generator, as well as a protocol analyzer. Let's open this guy up and see what comes in the box. And I can tell that I have definitely a pre-production test version because I see where the original packaging was open and we have Scotch tape holding this one shut. So I feel very special. Okay, this is just a little guide of telling me which software to install on my host PC because these new USB oscilloscopes, they have 2 different modes on them. You can either boot them into standard mode, which is the regular mode you would expect out of a USB scope where you have the software to control it and trigger it running on a host PC. But this guy, since he is FPGA Zinc based, also has a custom embedded Linux image running on it. So you could log into it the same way that you would any of your other Linux based FPGA designs and write Python scripts to run automated testing, which as a former test engineer, that makes me very excited. We've got our 4 scope channels and our 2 waveform generator channels, our digital I/O, and then on the back we have 2 ports for external triggering, USB ports which we can either plug in a USB stick for saving waveforms to, like you would with a traditional scope, or like I mentioned earlier, since we are running a full-blown embedded Linux image, we can also plug in a USB Wi-Fi adapter. So we have wireless capabilities. So your host PC can connect to this guy either through an Ethernet connection or via a COM port by this USB type B. I always call this the Arduino USB or the printer USB cable. We have hard reset, which I like their picture of a paper clip here on the back for that. And then last but not least, the power supply. And are these little, looks like there's some little feet on the bottom here that we can get it to set upright. So here's our power supply brick. I like how they have this packaging labeled. So this is just the brick. Where is there should be the IEC cable in here. Power looks like there's all kinds of stuff under here. Comes with a European plug and our American standard plug. So I'm gonna set this aside. I never know what to do with the European plugs. Since I'm here in America, I have a huge drawer of just random European plugs that comes with things. And if you don't already know, IEC cables, that's just referring to this type of power plug. It's like the same plug that you power your PC tower with. So here is our USB cable for connecting to our host PC. And I think that's the option I'm gonna go for now since this is handy and I would have to go dig out an Ethernet cable. On the front of this type of connector here, on the front of the Analog Discovery Pro, this is what's called an MTE connector. And Digilent sends you a header an empty header with a jumper cable breakout, so you can connect to any of your FPGA development boards or something you might have breadboarded or otherwise. So I think just so I don't lose this guy, I'm going to just have him hang out here. To get started, I think I'm going to save this guy for a little bit later, one thing at a time. But I do want to have this guy connected to my Wi-Fi. I'm very excited to do that. The software for this, to run this guy from your host PC is called Waveforms. I did look that up beforehand, however, I have not actually installed it on my computer. So let's see how easy this is to install and get up and running. Because I'm guessing that this guy's probably gonna need some sort of firmware update out of the box, and we'll kind of use that as our dead or alive test to make sure we survived shipping here, because we all know sometimes shipping isn't the gentlest. Okay, so I've got everything unboxed, plugged in, and set up. I have the power cable running to this guy and plugged in, however, I'm switched off. And then I went ahead and connected the USB port to my computer where I'm here running my Ubuntu image, and I'm gonna see how straightforward it is to just totally from scratch download and install the Waveforms program to talk to this guy. So even though I'm doing this from scratch, I did do a little bit of research to know exactly which files I needed to download. So the prerequisite to installing Waveforms is Adept2 Runtime, which is the existing basis of drivers that Digilent uses to talk to all of their devices, such as their current USB-based logic analyzers. These guys share the same framework with them. So I am going to, I need runtime, I'm running Linux, 64-bit Debian, so all OS version 2.21 download. What am I? Educator, professional engineer, lab manager, research student, other? I don't know what to put here. Professional engineer? It's kind of questionable as to professional. I mean, I do have a master's degree, but it's like you never feel grown up. Where did I purchase my Digilent system board? You gave it to me, Digilent. I'll say Digilent. And then I need the 64-bit Debian file since I am running Ubuntu. Submit, will you let me download now? I gave you info. Oh, my blocks. Firefox, come on. Allow pop-ups from Digilent. Yes, it's okay. Thank you. Well, while that's downloading, let's download Waveforms. And it looks like there's a few different versions. So there's Analog Discovery Legacy, 2, Studio, and we are using the Pro ADP3450. And, well, okay, I thought that was the download. Where's the download? Hold on, I thought this would be straightforward. Where do you download the Debian for this? Well, I'm just blind, apparently. The link's right in front of me. I'm sitting here clicking every link around it. It literally says, in caps, download here. Wow. Can you tell I do this after a full workday? It's right here, right here. Latest installers for all operating systems. Okay, so same asking email, and it's asking me which Digilent device I'm using this with. This one listed yet, so I feel like the closest option is Discovery 2. What am I using Waveforms for? Let's say hobby. OS, we are running Linux 64-bit Debian. And submit. Will you let me download? Woohoo. So now that we've got those two packages downloaded, we will install them with the Debian package manager. So sudo dpkg -i for the install flag, and then pass it the location of, so it's in downloads, and what did it call? So we have to install adept first. So digilent.adept.runtime. Digilent.adept runtime install. Just got that installed, so let's run install waveforms. Sudo, we're gonna install any or fix any missing packages. So sudo apt get install -f, and looks like nothing was broken, so perfect. So no device detected. Well, it does help to turn on. Let's see if you detect a device now. It looks like under device manager, it's auto refreshing, trying to refresh. Looks like it popped up demo discovery 2. Well, I can't tell because it gave me a perfect pattern here that it's reading, which obviously that's not actually present because I don't have anything plugged into the scope. Oh, so you can open all the different functions like the scope, the waveform generator, it all opens in different tabs across the top. That's handy. If we open up the waveform generator, so you can see where we can set all of our different settings to output on one of our two waveform channels.
A few moments later.
Well, after a little bit of research and reaching out to some of my contacts, it looks like, unfortunately, the version of software that's currently available on Digilent's website has not been updated yet to accommodate the ADP3450. So that's why we're not able to connect properly or get out of demo mode. However, the software can still see that there's something here. It just fails to open the USB port because the device that's here is not what it's expecting it to be. It's expecting just the original analog discovery or one of the previous boards, not one of our new boards. However, I'm still really impressed that it sees it and it didn't just completely crash and still somewhat kind of tried to connect and just put me in demo mode. So I feel like this took about 2 minutes to actually download and install this on my Ubuntu machine, and then I still got a connection this quick. I think that I'm super impressed by that. So unfortunately, putting this guy through his paces will have to wait till another day when I get the proper software to run on my host PC. However, I'm super excited for this. I'm currently working on a getting started write-up that will basically be everything I did in this video with written instructions. So stay tuned for that and stay tuned for more videos with this, and thanks for watching. Hey guys, it's me from the future. So I took a moment to reach out to my contacts at Digilent, and they were able to send me the Debian packages for the beta version of waveforms as well as the updated version of Adept Runtime. And this was what I needed to fully support the ADP3450 and actually have it show up in the device manager. I started the process over for installing it the same way I did earlier in the video. So the same process that I followed very easily out of the box with no prior knowledge is the actual process to install it. So I'm super impressed with the easy installation. I'm also super impressed that the beta version of this software works so well with the device already. So I'm super excited to see what it looks like in its full-fledged release for launch in early April. I'm currently working on the first blog post as a getting started tutorial with the ADP3450 so that you can see how to install this software again and then also set up your first measurements. So stay tuned. Bye.